Well, let's just get right to it. What off-grid means to me? I don't know. Most of us in the RV community, van dwellers, RVs, truck campers, what have you, we all like to fancy ourselves as being off-grid. But are we truly off-grid? I'm not so sure about that. My daughter thinks that if there's no TV and no cell phone, no way to watch any movies, we must be truly off-grid. Well, she was raised that way. Had to have a cell phone, and she had to have her computer and internet and ways to watch movies and go to the store to buy movies to watch. So if we're out camping, she, like I said, she thinks we're really, truly off-grid. But, I like to fancy myself too as I'm off-grid camper. Well, I don't know. In order for me to go anywhere, I have to go to the gas station to fill up the gas tank with gas. That pump runs on electricity. So, and the pump gets the electricity from the grid. Are we off-grid now? I suppose that once I get up there and get parked, get the solar panels out, and get all that done, and build a fire pit, and like I've said before, I try to find places that I don't have to build a pit. So lazy. But let's just say that I was truly off-grid. So I go out, say out in the middle of the desert. There's no fire pits. There's no wood. There's no way to keep warm. Excuse me. All right, so I have to go fill up my propane tanks to buy some propane. Well, it took electricity to fill those tanks with the pump, and the pumps had to get their electricity from the grid. All right, so here we are. We're out parked in the middle of the desert. Now I've got solar to run my internet and my laptop, and I got propane for heat and my stove. So I'm truly off-grid now. Wait a minute. Let me go check the computer to see what the temperature is. Is it going to rain? Oops, telephone. Hello? So, off-grid to me means none of that stuff. If you got cold, you try to find some firewood, and you build a fire. How do we light our fire? We have a little lighter that we bought at Walmart, and we, reach over there and we flick it, and we light the fire. How did they light fires when there wasn't any lighters? They carry a fire bundle around with them everywhere they go. Well, that's fine, I suppose, but we're getting a little too far back now. That's caveman days. Yeah, I'm old, but I don't even remember those days. So how do I get heat? I have to start a fire. How do I get propane for the stove? There isn't any propane. I have to start a fire to cook. So, fire to cook, fire to stay warm. Now it's getting dark. That's okay. We'll just go over there and flip the switch and turn the lights on. What if there wasn't any lights? Well, my batteries are getting low, so now I have to start the generator to power to get electricity to run to charge my batteries and to run my lights and run my computer and charge my telephone, and all that came from the grid. How can we be really truly off-grid? Off-grid to me is, making your own tools. Not run to Walmart and get a shovel to dig a hole, or, run to Walmart to get an axe so we can chop wood. Say 300 years ago, yeah, they had axes and they had some shovels, but they were expensive. Most people that didn't have any way to do that kind of stuff. And that's another point. We can start up the motor in our truck or RV or whatever, and we can drive to get our supplies. Well, what if we had to have a horse and a wagon? How did we build that wagon? We made what do they call them? Mind blank. There's another word for it, but I'm not going to say it. Anyway, we made joints in the wood. To put the wood together, we made a box. We fashioned a wheel. It's just a plain old piece of wood that we angled to make a round piece of wood that was, acted like a wheel. Somebody came up with, well, let's make some steel to put on those wheels. How did they make that steel? They had to build a huge fire. Somehow, I'm not that familiar with the history, but somehow they extracted the metal out from the earth to make that steel. Well, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. You know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, I'm not trying to burst anybody's bubble, but, I like to say that, like I said, when I go out camping, I like to say I'm off-grid, but I'm not really truly off-grid. Let's say Lincoln's day, he had to read by a candle. He didn't flip a switch. We had lanterns, we had oil, or they did, we didn't. I don't remember that either, so don't go there. I've always had electricity when I was growing up, so so anyway, yeah, they had to read by candlelight. Everything they did was an effort. You couldn't run down to the local rental store and buy an auger, a well digging auger, and get water. They had to figure out where the best place was to get water, and then they had to dig the well themselves. Took days, weeks. Nowadays we can do that in just a few hours, maybe a day or two, depending on how deep you got to go. But still, we had to buy gas for that drill. Gas came from the grid. I don't know. I think off-grid is kind of an overused term. I think the closest people to off-grid are the ones that actually have a homestead, somewhere. Farm animals, chickens, cows, pigs, they were pretty well self-contained out there. They got the milk from the cow, eggs from the chicken, bacon from the pigs, and, pork and beef for dinner, and, bacon and eggs for breakfast, and all that, Now it's really easy just to run down to Circle K and buy a quart of milk and buy a box of cereal, and we'll have a little breakfast that way. This is turning into a rant. No, it's not. I don't want to rant. I'm just pointing out the fact that, I think that I'm off-grid when I go out camping. A lot of people think we're off-grid when we go out camping, like that. But we're not truly off-grid, and nothing is free for free. Living free. Yeah, we don't pay any rent, we don't pay any utilities, but we still have to pay for the gas, and we have to pay for the propane and all of that. Kind of when it hits the fan, we're not going to have a grid. I'm not a proponent of off, survival and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not stupid either. I have some stuff saved up, but what's going to happen to 90% of the people when suddenly there's no way to get gas or propane, no way to turn the lights on, your generator's out of gas? Now what? Interesting thought. Let me know in the comments what you all think about that. At the end of this video, there's going to be, we had a little family get together last night. We built a little campfire in the front yard. Had one of those steel fire pits, and we just all got a wild hair and thought, let's let's go camping in the front yard. So that's what we did. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about all this kind of stuff, all this off-grid rhetoric, I guess you could say. I don't want to offend anybody, I'm not trying to, but think about truly being off-grid, what it might be like nowadays. If you like this video, please subscribe, and don't forget the like button and share, and I'll see you on the next time.
Where's Lord? Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
I know.
Thank
You're
you.
OCDing on that.
No. You gonna be up all night with it?
I'll babysit fire!
Yeah, fire.
We like fire.
Okay.
All kinds of warm fire.
Okay, so it's just a little family get-together tonight. You know, campfire at the home base. Gotta have a campfire, no matter where you are, right?
Fire!
Yeah. We have a, what was his name?
Cat.
Huh?
Tarzan.
I don't remember his name. So anyway, yeah, we're just going to hang out by the fire for a little while and enjoy. And we have a pyromaniac over here, I think.
Fire.
That's it.
Okay. Fire.
That's going to be a big one.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, I'm back here still.
Just for a minute. It's funny. Camera comes on, everybody shuts up.
Oh, I didn't know if you wanted me to sit there and say fire, fire, fire.
That's my line.
No, you do it with enthusiasm. I do it with fear.
That is the difference.